So I'm going to wait and hopefully let this broadcast start because sometimes it is a delay. Why can't I get on my YouTube? Let me try to get on here. And once y'all pop into the chat, oh, I think I see myself live. And once y'all pop into the chat. Okay, so it'll take some time for the stuff to pop up. But hello to everyone. I hope everybody's doing good. Welcome to the live and everything. I'm going to be sure to use all the stuff here that I can use and everything. I'm going to give people time to jump into the chat. Let's see. So y'all know this is new to me, right? Y'all know that. So we're going to hope that this goes well. I was trying to have it on my iPad, but why is my iPad being silly? Oh, because it's on the wrong thing. That's why. I'm like, I have internet access all day, every day. So it's a lot of foolishness to address, but I have stuff that we're going to talk about in like stages because I don't want to be all over the place because again, then I'll get confused. However, okay, now I'm on here because y'all know I can't see. However, boom. Okay, so hey. This is real different. Happy New Year to everybody. So much crap has happened, honey. In this today, we only 1 week into 2021, and there's already some foolishness. Now, what I do know, I know how to do. So I can. So we got some people who are saying this and saying that. I'm going to try to give everybody a little shout out that I can. Because I can click on y'all stuff. Y'all can see y'all names a little bit like that. You know what I'm saying? Hey. To everyone. Hey, Trey B. Okay. Trey B and everything like that. So we're going to wait for the stupidness of WhatsApp. It's only been on for like 2 minutes. So I want to give it a couple minutes, let people jump on real quick, and we're going to get into we got Kim and Kanye, Dr. Dre and everything, Housewives of Potomac, so much to discuss. Now, I have to figure out how to pin stuff because sometimes I don't know how to pin stuff or whatever, but we're gonna get that figured out. But I hope everybody's having a great week. Tomorrow is Friday. We can wait till the end of the week. Okay, we are still here and everything. Hey, Mama, I think I can bring you on, but I don't know how. But maybe y'all will because I don't want to be cussing fussing with you sitting next to me on the thing right now. But yeah. So it's been a few minutes. So topic by topic, okay, we're gonna discuss and everything. So the first topic I want to discuss today is the whole mess with Kim and Kanye getting a whole divorce and whatnot, and then trying to make it seem as if they have a whole affair going on, little cheating rumors. I don't really believe the cheating rumors, me personally. Mom not gonna put you on in your robe now. We ain't gonna do that. But because again, anybody who come on, if I do bring you on, this is gonna be the rule. If I do bring you on, thank you, Ash Tuck. Happy early birthday in case you don't. So happy early birthday in case you don't go live again. So Mama, thank you. I'll be 39 next Saturday, the 16th. So which I think is next Saturday. Thank you so much, Ash Tuck. Ash Tuck, girl. You have to drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link in a minute. Wait, where's the link? You see y'all be trying to have me do stuff and I be trying to not do everything? Okay, so I'm gonna need everybody to not click on this to try to come in now. Don't do that because it's gonna be too much. So Click on that and then see if you can come on in here or whatever. But again, you have to have your earphones in. Anyone I bring in, you have to have your earphones in because if not, it's the feedback. Two, you have to have an actual picture. I'm not gonna bring anyone in who has like a little avatar thing because I have to know who you are and whatever. So yeah. Yeah, I'll be 30 now. I hope I enjoy it. It might be too much. But back to the foolishness of that man and whatnot, okay? Which is Kanye, Kim, divorce, cheating rumors. Well, thank you, Eric, JJ. With the rumors or whatever, where he messed with Jeffree Star, they getting divorced. They spent Christmas separate, but then they said they spent time together. He bought her for. They have to close YouTube after they get in StreamYard. Honey, I don't know. Anyway, so the rumor for him messing with Jeffree Star, which I do not believe, that whole thing was from somebody on TikTok. I don't really listen to people on TikTok. I feel like you cannot take one rumor that someone says and then go ahead and like run with it. I don't think Kanye out here mess with people. To me, that does not make any sense to me. Not to me. Now, do I think him and Kim is getting a whole full-fledged divorce? I think they may be getting a whole full-fledged divorce because they always bring it up every time there's like no news going on. It's not my birthday, y'all. My birthday's not until next week, so y'all early. I'm gonna go live again closer to my birthday, so yeah, it's not my birthday right now. So yeah, I need to load what first? I need to load what first, Ma? I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, hey, Black Girl's birthday the 16th. Well, thanks for the wishes. Yes, my birthday is not today. It's not until next week, so we're going to leave that be. But back to the conversation. I would need from the link you posted. I can't do that right now because y'all know I don't like being distracted. Anyway, so I see Nina Supreme wants to pop on. So anybody I bring on, you got 2 good minutes because I don't, we're gonna in the conversation is about Kim divorce, and that's us. We want to stay on topic now, so I don't get too thrown off. So Nina Supreme, when I bring you in here, honey, where my earphones at? We got to make sure the link is already in there. Lord Jesus Christ. See, we can't even do it on here no more.
Hey. Can you hear me?
Hey, Nina Supreme, how are you?
Good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm a big fan of yours, first off. I'm a Capricorn birthday next week, too. And you're my girl crush. And I just love you to death, Lee. So
thank you. Happy early birthday to you, too.
Okay. Well, I feel like for Kim, I mean, she done the best she can, and I'm not really no big Kardashian fan. And she didn't try to hold on, you know what I'm saying? But if he's gonna be spazzing out and stuff like that and doing all the stuff that he's been doing and he can't allow her support to help him along the way, then I think she should just, do what she needs to do for her and her kids.
I agree with that. I do think Kim and Kanye should have been got divorced a long time ago, but that's just my opinion. Because he's a little bit out there. She's a little bit, I think she's calmed down since the whole prison reform thing. So I do think she's a little bit different now, but I still feel like they both have times when they both been extra. I think sometimes she's extra because she's just extra, but he sometimes does go off the handle. But I feel like he has always been that way. So she married him. You married him knowing that's how he is. I feel like I can't feel bad for her because she knew it was Kanye. It was Kanye.
Then you making me think more because they were friends. Let them say it for years before they even start, being together. So you're right. She knew him very well, and I didn't think about it.
Well, hopefully she learned her lesson. She need to stop getting. Well, she can get married when she want to marry. But I'm saying, like, you can't act as if Kanye is this wild person doing all this crazy stuff, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, I can't believe he did it. Who is this?
Because when she jumped up and did that to Taylor Swift, you're right. When he did that to Taylor Swift, she wasn't married to him. You're right. He's always been.
I think he was with he was with, what's that girl name? Amber Rose back then. But he was still crazy Kanye. Even then, he gonna be crazy. He gonna be crazy Kanye even if they get divorced. So it's not as if he gonna stop being himself. I think when they said that he bought her 5 Maybachs, I'm like, that's totally crazy. Who buys somebody 5 Maybachs? It's just stupid.
Yeah, yeah. Just ain't got no time on the hand.
Okay, Mom, I'm gonna bring you on. Let's see if you pop on the right way because it took you forever to figure out how to get popped on.
I love your mama too. Hey, Miss
So
Hey,
there's
Jayla.
do not be talking about me when you click the link. Hey, JayBirds, hope everybody is doing well. But when you click the link, it asks for me, because I'm doing it on my iPad, it asked me if I wanted to open it with Google, Safari, Chrome, or default. So when I just picked default browser, then it took me through a list of stuff.
I don't know nothing about that. So that's
Yeah,
my
with the
fault. But again, if you click on the link that I put in there, I'm anyone who wants to pop in for a chat for a topic or whatever. I'm gonna try to do that. Where's the comment thing at? Because this is my first time using this, so we all learning today. And next time
Oh,
it'll be a
chat.
little bit easier.
I see chat at the bottom. I'm going to see if chat comes back to bring the live chat back. It doesn't look like it did for me. So let me close that. I'm
I just
sorry.
want to
Do
say
you,
thing. Hey,
do you,
Jayla, mom, I love you too.
hey there, Nina, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Love you
I love
back,
you.
sweetie. Thank
Keep
you for the
blessed too.
support to Jay Lee.
Yeah, and how's your nephew doing, Jaylee?
He's spoiled as rotten, spoiled as always. I talked to him today, and he's spoiled. He wanted a burger, and he got a burger today.
But he's doing good.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
he's doing really really good. He's in
Yes.
school. He's in activities as much as he can with COVID, but he's doing really really good. He's still spoiled.
Okay.
That's still
Well, I
TT baby.
I
I
should have
love you to
I should have
death,
called
and I'm
right
a
here, huh?
fan of yours, and I always watch all your videos. I know one little view ain't nothing, but I support
Oh
you
no
so
no no
much.
no no.
You're very
I
entertaining.
see, and this is the
Yeah.
reason I wanted to do StreamYard because on the regular YouTube I can't I didn't want to do phone in things because I didn't want to give up my phone number, and I'm like I ain't got time for that. So with the StreamYard thing, I can actually bring people on as I can pop them in if they want to because then it's that way they can talk to me back and forth versus me just talking to the camera and reading stuff. It's just like whoever wants to pop in, just pop in. I'm gonna keep posting because I don't know how to pin the link, and I probably would have figured it out, but it's fine. But
But can I say this on your behalf? Jay Lee, please. You said one view don't matter. Yes, every view matters, and
oh,
trust me, she
they
is
all matter.
appreciative of every view, every comment, every like. Even when
Thank
people don't agree, as long as you're respectful, it's all good because it's a big
y'all.
wide world. But it is definitely appreciated.
Y'all good people. You're a very great mom. You raised a great daughter. Y'all good people. Y'all are very entertaining. I love y'all
Thank
whole
you.
family.
Oh, thank you.
And
We
I want
entertaining. I ain't trying to be entertainer, but I will.
you,
I'll
y'all
take it.
crack, you crack me up the most.
Oh, really? Oh my goodness.
It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. You cool. It's
Cool,
the way
cool.
you love your child. That's what it is. You remind me of my mama. So y'all are so close and friends and stuff like that. I just love y'all relationship. So,
Oh, thank
and
you.
I want to
Thank
tell
you.
y'all that, and
Be
I hope the year
authentic.
gets better for us all. And I wish everybody that's watching today the best, and keep your head up. Don't give up. We didn't make it this far. We're gonna keep on going. We're gonna get to where we need to be. Just look towards and
Amen.
find the light
Yes.
there. And thank
Yes.
you, Bailey. I just wanted to finally talk to you. I kept saying, I'm gonna come to Detroit, girl, and I'm gonna go meet her. I said, she gonna think I'm crazy.
It's okay. Ain't
All
nobody.
right,
It's
y'all.
okay.
All
Okay.
right, y'all.
Bye.
See ya. I was gonna try to pull up your YouTube on my other on another device just so I can see the comments. Can you see the chat comments?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, look, because this your show, of course you can. So when you bring your guest in, we don't see the comments anymore. All I see is a little box that tells me you're in the show. Everyone can see and hear you.
Okay. So we're gonna click you off because again I can't. You
I
just
can't
can't see
stay.
what. No, because I'm trying to do you. Okay. You gonna talk about the
I'll
topics,
be quiet.
but you not. I mean, you got what the topic is what I'm here to do because I have to get, look, I just got work. I'm tired. I'm trying to do the live, but we're going to see how it go. So we talked about Kanye and Kim. Boom, pow, pow. They may be getting divorced. That is what it is. Word on the street is that Kanye been cheating with Jeffree Star. I don't believe that. That whole rumor came from a TikToker, so I don't think it should be true. And if Kanye gonna cheat, you not gonna cheat with Jeffree Star. I just don't think that's what it's gonna be. That don't make no sense to me. Like on God's green earth, on anybody's earth, on Beyonce's internets, I just don't think that. I think if he gonna cheat, first of all, I don't think Kanye is gay. So that's you can't sit here and be a deaf mute now. You can't do that.
I don't. If you need me to clear, if you need to clear me, clear me. I just didn't want
No, I'm
to
saying you
interrupt
gonna.
your flow.
No, I'm saying if you're gonna be here, you have to have an opinion. That's the point of being on here, to have an opinion.
I'm not sure if he's gay or not, because Jeffree Star is the person that's been messing with other stars, correct, and posted on IG and all that. The pictures.
Well, I wouldn't say stars. He just messed with other men. I wouldn't say stars.
Well, no, maybe basketball, sports or something. So to say that Kanye been cheating, I don't know. And to say that cheating with Jeffree Star, I don't buy that either. But hey, I don't think that's true.
Well, I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it at be. What is it? We saw the divorce coming. We knew it was going to eventually happen. Sorry to see they family breaking up, but it doesn't even really have to be a family breakup thing, because people can effectively co-parent as long as you want to effectively co-parent.
Correct.
It's just like, it's weird because nobody in the Kardashian family has a successful marriage. Like they all have, it is all ended in some kind of this fiery, bad way. You got, Bruce transitioned into Caitlyn, even though Bruce wanted to be Caitlyn since he was Bruce a long time ago.
Right.
Then had Kim, who had their first husband, and they got divorced before they were famous. She was then messing with Ray J, which is the whole thing. She then married that basketball player Chris Humphries, that ended badly, and now she's with Kanye. And then Courtney and Scott has always had a horrible,
but they weren't married.
Thing. They weren't married, but again, he was on drugs. He was drinking too much. He was then had depression. His parents died. So it's always been something. You had Chloe, who has always stole somebody else's man and had bad luck. So it's like none of them has had good luck. I think it's because they steal other people's men. When you take somebody else's man, like it don't end well for you. You can't be out here stealing other. I can't say stuff I want to say because you're on my face. This is weird. I can't.
Click me off,
other people's penises is what I'm gonna say.
Me off then if I'm distracting you.
Well, it's stuff I don't say because you right here, so I can't.
You have no idea whether I'm always in your comments or not.
But if there's one thing for me to see you in my comments, is something else. It's as if you sitting next to me. I don't. So that's different.
You may say something like, I hope my mama not in here, and then maybe I just don't say anything, so you don't know if I'm in here.
But I don't. Okay, I'm hanging up on you because I can't. But you can say in the comments. We'll bring you back later.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you back.
Because I can't be saying penis and dick. I can't do that if my mama right there. Like, how that's going to work? That don't work for me. I can't do that. Okay, so at the end of the day, I think the Kardashians was always taking dicks from people or whatnot, and that's why they have always had bad luck with men. Even when we have, I don't do not want to cuss in my mama's face. I don't want to do that or whatnot. So it's just seeing too much. Romel says, I think people love blaming them for their failed relationships, but it takes two for something to end and work out. That's true, but however, I just feel like the whole family having failures sometimes speaks volumes into how they move throughout society. I think that's it. They may be extremely successful in business. They may be extremely successful in meeting people and creating babies and loving them, but I think there's something that it kind of just doesn't work out, just overall and whatnot. So it's just like, the Kardashians, Jenner karma's coming back on them. They had to find their own men, not their friends being nor the sisters men. That's very true. They're always doing stuff that's like team too much. Okay, so the next topic that we have today, okay, Dr. Dre, who we know had an aneurysm, so he was in ICU. Then while he was in ICU, his home was robbed, they tried to rob his home. And then he also agreed just today to give his wife, who he's going through a divorce with, $2 million in temporary spousal support. And I'm like, that is a lot of money. Like, where my 2 million at? I just don't know what to do with that. It's just like, please, please, please let the people help them. But I think when I first heard about Dr. Dre having the aneurysm, I was like, wait, what? And it came from TMZ. TMZ has a way of always making things seem as if everybody about to die. And when you hear Dr. Dre in ICU rush to the hospital for aneurysm, you assume because it's 2021 and shit goes weird recently, everything goes weird or whatever. But there's a instance of panic. It's like, Dr. Dre, the rapper, the Chronic, what? And I was like, shit, what's going on or whatever. And then when I read it, and it he was rushed. It was like on Monday. We didn't hear about it until Tuesday that he was recovering in ICU or whatever. He didn't even put out a little statement that he was okay. He's recovering. He'll be home soon. Now, that was an IG post. Anybody could have posted. Ma, you try to come back on here? You thought she... Yes.
Oh, I'm back in? No, I was not
You clicked the button.
So when you clicked me off, it put me in backstage. So I'm literally still here, but it tells me I'm backstage. I don't know how I needed to click leave. So I was still backstage, but when they talked about Dr. Dre being in the hospital, then they talked about how much the wife talked about, how much cash he had. Those robbers thought all that cash was in that house, and he wasn't home.
And they wanted it.
So
but that's the thing is how do they know where he lived? That's like if I say, my mama's out of town. No one know where you stay to go to your house.
People
and
who
get
know
the address.
do. Not everybody your friend in real life. Again,
that's true, because it could have been somebody they knew.
Yeah, all the other robberies that were happening with some of the celebrities, it ended up being somebody close to them. Oh, who texting you about me? They better be saying something nice.
This is not about you.
Oh, dang. You should have just humored me and act like it was.
Because ain't nobody going to be dumb enough to text me and talk about you. I cuss them out. That's what I meant.
Joking.
Oh,
but
they don't want to smoke.
Dre, hopefully, again, he'll be all right. But folks probably assumed he had money in the house. And, again, those celebrity friends be the ones that be stealing the jewelry and the money.
This is true, because when I'm like, he's in the hospital for one, they robbed him for two, but I'm like, at least they caught them, and it wasn't like, okay, they robbed him, and you know who did it. It's like we have footage of people being arrested. So I'm like, that's fine too. But yeah, but okay. I'm trying to see in the comments. What? Mama Leah to see Mama Lee killing me. She all it. This is the funny thing. There's a reason.
Do I need to leave again and just be in the other comment?
Probably so. This is the thing. When I'm at my mama's house, it's the reason I do not go live, because my mama know I'm a stick. I have a plan. I have topics I want to discuss and get all my stuff out the way, and I let y'all then talk and ask whatever. And whenever I was at her house, it will always be just so out of whack. And it would just this is the same thing. I'm trying to work, and she keep popping up. And she just like, hey, and I'm like, okay, I got
whack. It's freewheeling. It's not out of whack. It's just free will. We
would be trying to record, and it would be family be popping up in the background. Yeah, I'm like, see, and I don't like that. I really be trying to focus and get it. Because look, I have to get up and go and leave the house and go to work. My mom works from home right now. She don't have to get up and leave the house. I'm like,
but I still have to get up.
Okay, we're gonna leave that be. Back to the topic. See, this is why I see.
I'm leaving.
And then chug up on me. Anyway, back to Dr. Dre and his foolishness, whatever. But again, it was what I was trying to say was, when I heard about him having an aneurysm, I do feel like TMZ always be the ones putting 20 on 10, and they always make it seem as if it's much more much more work. You know who we never say hey mama. Okay. Anyway, so it was one thing to make it feel like, okay, he's dying, he's in the ICU, Dr. Dre family. That's how TMZ made it look like he was really on the way out. But to find out he's okay. Aneurysms, for one, is a brain bleed. Brain bleeds can be a plethora of different levels of like dire straits, they about to die, versus they caught it early, the person will be okay and it's not that bad. It's all that just foolishness that I felt like they were just robbing it up to make it seem as if he was gonna die. Don't be scaring us like that. We don't have time to be scaring us because it's 2021. We want that. The road to recovery is difficult with an aneurysm. I hope he is okay, but he will need to slow down. True, and I do feel like it could have been a thing to where he was under so much stress, because the wife and the divorce, the court case about the divorce, and just everything else is going on in life. And so, but I'm like, they caught it was great too. And they caught the robbers. I'm like, who are the robbers? Like how did they get there? And also the cops got there pretty fast too. Yeah, him said, hey to mama. Hey, he showed this is funny. Hey name that should not be names. Y'all kind of crazy. But then from that, I felt like if he had an aneurysm on Monday, he was saying he was gonna be okay on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday and on Thursday, we find out that okay, he's agreed to give his wife $2 million worth of temporary spousal support. But like if it's temporary, like what else would he have to do later? Like $2 million and he in the hospital. That's how I feel like did she try and take him out to get the money? Yeah, but 7 days honey, 7 days. It's only today is the 7th. Okay, it is only the 7th. You can search county records for people's addresses. That's nosy, Mike Day. People should stop being nosy. Like we ain't got time for the note. Like don't be nosy about what's going on here. Why I got both on the damn thing up? I got too much going on because I'm trying to see stuff in at the same time. But I just feel like people need to leave people alone. Let Dr. Dre heal. And I think TMZ need to stop just being so messy with stuff because again, I'm like he on his way out because they're like brain aneurysm, rush to ICU, dun dun dun. I'm like no, because Kobe died last year and I ain't got time. We can't take Kobe in 2020 and take that during 2021. We can't do that. But it was still like at least he's okay. He's gonna be surviving. It's at least we pray he should fully survive, like he fully, gets healing and all that. He couldn't lay hands on or control her, and he messed around and had an aneurysm. I don't know why I laughed. That's just not nice. That's just a down payment to the court date, so she would stop stealing and setting up robberies. Did she do it? Because she really could have did it. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, we don't know. We're gonna leave that be too. So the next one that we have, which I think is gonna be real quick, Real Housewives of Potomac is going to be hiring 2 new housewives because Monique left. And the reason I'm gonna bring that little part up is because one, we know Monique left. They were saying rumors that Robin was supposedly fired. I don't think she was actually fired. I think with Monique leaving, they may have wanted to let her go, but they did not. But I do want them to add 2 new housewives. They need somebody for Karen as a backup, and even somebody for Ashley, maybe sort of, kind of. Maybe Wendy would be a friend of the show, or Robin could be a friend of the show. She could be Giselle's friend, and then we can know from there. But void of that, Andy was on Watch What Happens Live, I think for the first time since the reunion aired, and he had on there, I think with Drew Sidora from Atlanta. He also had the girl, the Black Bachelor lady. I don't know, the Bachelorette. I don't know what her name is. And he asked them both if they were upset with him for, how everybody else was about him hosting. And when they both explained yes or no, and Andy then said, I really had talked to Candace too. I said this and that and that and this about Candace's parts in the whole fight or whatever, and none of that made it to air. Only a little bit it made it. I'm just like, Andy, are you blaming editing? I'm like, you are a producer on the show. To sit here and blame editing to me is like, no. I feel like had Andy really went after Candace as he said he didn't, because even on Watch What Happens Live, he was still easy on her, and that show is not edited. We know the reunion was recorded for I think it's 11 hours, He said he wanted it to be a 4-part reunion, but it was not. I feel like he had ample opportunities to go after Candace just for her role. When Monique um, was on Watch What Happens Live, he still like didn't let up on her. But when Candace was on there, he like did not say too much. I feel like Andy is just full of if you ask me. He's really full of shit. Robin, wait, good. Robin is broke, born, and tacky. I want her to pick a struggle. Oh my god, that is hilarious. Andy had a weak apology. He is an EP. That is BS. I completely agree because it wasn't just the reunion. It was the reunion, and for me, it was the reunion, which was the icing on the cake. But also, when I kept seeing him on Watch What Happens Live, he even when he would have someone else on the show and would ask them about what they felt about the ladies, he still made it seem as if, well, okay, it's more about kind of Candace's side more than Monique's. I feel like Andy's full of shit. And it made me mad that he tried to blame editing. He makes notes on the rough edits of the show. He knew what they put out. He is full of shit. Absolutely, my day. I completely agree. Because you are a producer. You have been on with Bravo for at least 13 years because you was on there when Housewives 14 years because when OC first started. You've had over 10 years of just knowing how things go. You can't tell me that, hey, Bondi. Okay, Bondi, you know I don't know nothing about this thing. I'ma click the link that's the link. If you have time, go ahead and come in because I don't know how to pin nothing at all. So yeah. The reunion on Andy's side was probably way worse than what we saw. The editors tried their best to make Andy look good, and all he gave them was that. So the editors did him a favor. I that's probably true because again, if he was more not on Kansas, if he was more fair, if he was fair, I do feel like they would have played him more because if anything, they had time to see how the viewers felt about the whole thing. So I think Andy kind of just trying to blame them to me was stupid. I was like, I don't get the point of trying to make it seem as if, oh, well, no, it wasn't me. It was the editing. It's not my fault. Like, oh, and if they don't show it, then that's something like no one can believe me. I'm like, Andy, bullshit. Andy really made me mad with that because again, you can't, as a producer, you can't blame editing. Like to me, that just doesn't make any sense at all. And now the main topic, okay, which is the reason we had to come and discuss the foolishness anyway. I feel like, the Georgia voters, first of all, saved the world. They saved the world with having the runoff race in Georgia where the two senator seats, which were held by Republicans, if they could get them to be under Democratic control, we would then have control, and then Biden can get a lot of stuff passed his first 2 years. So that was what happened immediately yesterday. And the thing that we was the most happy about over everything else. I feel like that happens. I remember being happy about it or whatever. Everyone was, happy because we know that Biden can get things done for 2 years. And then just throughout the day, honey, as we are praising, Georgia, as we are praising, I can't think of that lady's name, who is the governor of Georgia, not the governor, Stacey Abrams. The work that Stacey Abrams did, and even, the mayor of Atlanta, the work that people in Georgia did, the famous folk, okay, all the famous folk who was also making sure that everyone in Georgia knew that we had to win this race because again it was too much bullshit going on. And as we are celebrating that and happy and waiting for the race to be announced and all these things, honey, yesterday I'm looking like, what is going on at the Capitol? Who cousins is at the Capitol? And when him text and say, do you see these fools are storming it? I was like, they doing what? Who's throwing it? They doing what? The fact that WhatsApps, as y'all know, your best president, the man who's orange who lives in the house the color of rice, his followers were really out here. I don't think people understand, for federal buildings, for government buildings, it is like Fort Knox usually getting into those locations. Even if you work there, if you work somewhere like that, it is hard to even get in the building as an employee. You got to go through this and that, a badge, all this, all that. The fact that all them folk was not only allowed to get to the building, to get past the barricades in the front, to get up the steps, to get to the front door, to break in and get inside of the Capitol building with weapons. Because my thing is, they were ramming the door. They were busting out windows. So y'all seen them coming. Y'all seen them coming. Y'all walk as them fools, honey, walked straight in. Okay, walked straight in. I'm like, how does that even happen up in here? Okay, how does that even? Hey, Bonnie.
What's up, girl?
How you doing?
Child, trying to braid my hair. What's going on with you?
It looks good though. I like the puff-offs. Do the puff-offs.
I know. I'm almost feeling like I should just nix the braids and keep the puffs because it's not like I haven't done it before.
Yeah, the puff-offs is cute.
I know. I was just trying to, do something.
Have it up. Have something different.
I don't know now, but I'm trying. So I hear we're discussing the foolishness.
The foolishness of it all. I don't think. I kept wondering. I'm like, how did they get to the building? Like, how did they even make it past? It should be like security.
It should be. There was security, who was there, but they were told to stand down.
You think it was Trump, or you think it was like the people at the camp? Because I feel like Trump was like, on Monday, I'm inside a riot. I want y'all to just don't do. I feel like someone pre-warned them to not be prepared.
Absolutely.
And I felt like, I'm like, if it was black folk, we would have been shot.
We'd have been dead
down the street.
They would have been dead in the grass. We'd have made it all the way that close.
And I'm like, the footage, the video, the pictures, the people like in Nancy Pelosi's office, the ones who were like on the Senate floor. I'm like, who was the fool that took the podium? Like, you took the podium? How did you walk out the building with a podium?
Child, they let them. What they was gonna do? How they was gonna stop them?
It's just, I just don't even get how it all happened. And then like just to watch it for the whole day play out. And I felt like it was like, okay, let's show the mess of it all. And then how we could all say, oh, we were all appalled. No, some of y'all didn't care.
No, they didn't.
Happen. And
no, I think some of those senators who are also Trump supporters, I think they knew that was happening. I think they were down for it, just like I think some of the police officers who were there were down for it. Like, there were people there who I believe were down for the foolishness. They wanted this. This is what they believe as well. So I don't believe that it was, police who were really trying to stop this. Might have been some. But for the most part, I definitely think that people knew what was going to happen and just let it happen.
It's like, and it's weird because it's looking like, what did they expect? Like, was they going to really go there and like try to, because you can't really stop Biden from being, certified. Like, you can't stop it.
He won. Get over it.
And they're not, they weren't even protesting. They were just upset at an election. Like, we were mad because we were being killed. Like, we were mad real over death. Y'all pissed the president.
It's all of it. And this is very traumatizing to Black people because these are the same type of mobs that would take Black people out of their houses and burn crosses on our lawns when we moved into certain neighborhoods. Like, this is that same energy. So I think for a lot of us, it's like, white people, if y'all don't do something, get y'all
have to say something. Because I felt like I think like, if you are a happy Caucasian person and you see that and you can't say, you know what, that's some bullshit. Like, we were trying, because if we did that, we would have been killed, arrested, and all that stuff. And the fact that like even the cop guy who was like at the door and they like chased him up the stairs, I'm looking like
Yes.
the fact that they went there and had no fear of what could happen once they were in the building. I would never storm a police station because they don't shoot me.
You
They
black
don't shoot me dead. And it's like for them to be like, you know what, we're going to storm the Capitol building because we have no fear that anything will happen to us because y'all planned it. I felt because even they said Trump was talking earlier about, you know, go ahead down there, like I'm, you know, fight for the good fight. You know, I'm like, what? And then even his conversation after the fact was like, okay, even though we lost the election and it was fraud and they stole it, I'm like, you're making them more upset. Like you're saying things that incite more bullshit of it all and gonna say, yeah, but you know, go home. They've already done the dirt. Like you've already been in there. You've been in a. I would have been like, Trump, shut the fuck up. Go sit down somewhere. Like he should have been impeached yesterday. Like he should not have more days to be there to just do more damage.
When I tell y'all, I'm so surprised at Mike Pence. Like I was like, oh wow.
He was like, not on my watch. He like, I don't want none of the bullshit. He don't want that smoke.
I'm so surprised
after him. I think Pence has. We have not really heard much of Pence like the whole 4 years. Like when he was there, he was like a shadow, like a whole lot. We didn't hear much. I feel like when Trump said, "Oh, Pence can, you know, make sure that this fake thing can't go through," and Pence said, "Well, no, I can't do that."
Right, that's not how any of this works.
I'm like, nothing Trump has done this whole time has made anything work. I felt like Pence was like, you know what? I've had 4 years of having to just shut up and really not
say
disagree.
Anything.
And now I'm at a point where I don't have to do that. I have to respect him as the president, but I can at least say, nah, be like, that's not how it's going to go. And then, you know, we're not going to do that.
The thing that surprises me is that this is not the first time he has thwarted the democratic process. This is not the first time. So to me, it's just kind of funny because it's like, I mean, he's been doing this whole time and it was fine with y'all. But now he's gone too far. Now that he's, you know, emboldened people to attack the fucking Capitol. Now it's upsetting. Oh, okay. Like
he's incited more riots the whole 4 years. This isn't even the worst. The worst was him not saying don't shoot protesters who are protesting for Black lives. That's when it was bad because they were killing people in the streets, arresting, tear gas, all that. I'm like, to see the difference between, okay, they're upset about people being killed, but we're just mad because the election was lost.
Right.
Where was that same tactical let's kill them out the streets? It's like, y'all, it was nothing even close to how we were treated, and I think that's what pissed me off the most. I'm looking like, I could have went with them then, because that was safe. I could have went to the Capitol.
It's nothing. Who the fuck is Antifa? Can somebody tell me what Antifa looks like?
I don't know what that. Them people on the TV yesterday, and I'm like, are they still there? Did they all go home?
The way that little gay white boy who looked like he do meth, the way he got on Instagram was like, we're gonna go back, and you know, yeah, that's right, man. You know, we took our fucking Capitol back, man. We're gonna go back. You know, I just came back here to get some riot gear. You know, and they were saying that it was Antifa, but no, it was the Proud Boys. We're proud. I was just like, so you just making sure for the smart people who are involved in this foolishness, who was trying to give y'all a cover, you now just fucked up the cover. Okay, we got you. Y'all
Thick Girl. Don't you know Thick Girl 40?
Huh?
Thick Girl 40. I think I seen her on your live before.
Hello, hey Bondi. Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
How y'all doing?
Good. You got a comment, honey?
Yeah, I live in DC.
Okay.
Oh, do you?
They did all of that, and we got the curfew. What the hell? So you gonna tell me I can't go give my kids no food because white people wanted to storm the goddamn Capitol? I swear I wanted them people to come to the hood. I wanted them to come to the hood so bad, so they could have got some of what they wanted.
Huh? Is it curfew today too? Was it just yesterday?
No, it was just yesterday. I but they could have tried that curfew again today. I'm not staying in no house. I'm grown. The hell.
They
That's
gonna
why I
shoot you.
got grown, so I wouldn't have to answer to my mama no damn more. The hell is wrong with these people?
You can't go out. They may shoot you. But yeah, it's the whole thing to where I felt like people were saying how hard it is to get to that building. So it was weird that they got there with no issue.
Right,
Because
but now you're putting up fence. But now you're putting up fence today. They shouldn't have got through them barricades.
Another thing is, weren't there some people who like they were told like they couldn't have guns and shit like that?
Yeah, they had truckloads of guns.
No,
they had guns in the Capitol.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, they had guns and they were just told not to use them.
Right. I'm like, what the hell? In 2013, a black lady, when they first cut off the White House, a black lady made the wrong turn. She got shot 5 times with her baby in the back seat.
Really?
A wrong turn now. These people actually meant to storm, vandalize, loot the Capitol, and they got walked out the front door. What the hell?
I mean,
what's really going on?
We live in a
Right, so I don't want to hear that white privilege don't exist no more. I don't want to hear racism isn't as what it was back. No, it's the same. When your president can get on the TV and tell people we love you, just go home, but we still love you after you just fucked up the whole Capitol.
They're gonna learn today.
And then they so stupid. This man told y'all he was gonna walk with y'all. Where was he at? Tweeting.
In the White House in the West Wing watching the shit on TV like
because he knew he wasn't coming. He knew he wasn't coming.
Hey man, his son.
And where Melania at?
Melania is done. She is like, I'm just waiting to get. She's just waiting to get her check from Putin. She like my assignment is over. Pay me because I'm trying to get me and my son away from this man. Anybody got time for this no more?
Well, thank you, Big Girl Already.
You're welcome. You guys, nice look, Bonnie. Your hair looks cute.
Thank you.
I found you on her show the other day, and I've been hooked ever since. The way you read everybody, I was like, oh, I got to go find her page. I got to subscribe. I need to become a member. She is the best. Like, what in the world is going on? Why have I not known her before?
I appreciate
it. So thank you, Bondi, for bringing her to us, to the ones that didn't see her before.
I know, right?
It ain't nothing.
You guys stay safe. But hold on, one more thing. How did we all we did was loot the Saks Fifth Avenues and the Foot Lockers. We got killed, burnt, tased, gas, locked up. They got walked out the front door. I'm gonna keep saying they got walked out the front door. And we supposed to cry about that one lady that got shot in the neck. And the other people that had heart attacks.
When I shouldn't have been there. I was like, you shouldn't have been. I said you shouldn't have been. I feel because you don't want anyone to be killed. I get that you do not.
I wrote that in the chat just now.
Be killed. However, if you wouldn't have went and stormed the Capitol and been inside the building, you wouldn't have got shot. You got
Is that not what they said about those men who got killed by the Rittenhouse boy? That they shouldn't have been out there?
Yeah, they killed us. They laughed. They said George Floyd was on crack. Like, and this man died by the police 8-9 minutes on TV. Like, and we supposed to cry. Girl, please.
Hey,
Ryden. I'm trying to think how I take this thing off. Y'all know I'm.
You guys have a good night.
You too.
Thank you, babe.
Hey, Robert Ricardo.
Hey. Let me tell y'all something. I woke up late yesterday and I woke up to that mess and I was like, what is this? What's going on? What? The ghetto.
Everyone was shot.
The ghetto.
The ghetto.
I
don't think it'd ever be. And it happened like all day, and it kept going and going. I'm like, oh, they're not gonna remove nobody. They're gonna be in there.
Let me tell you how late I woke up. Let me tell you how late I woke up. It wasn't no like afternoon. It was like 4 o'clock because I was up all night taking care of some business. Okay, I'm like, this is still going on. What is this? Y'all breaking into people's stuff? Like y'all just kicking in windows? Y'all could do that? My aunt had to remind me because we went to DC 2 years ago to see the African American Museum. It's amazing. Y'all got to go do that whenever everything opens back up. And she had to remind me how bad we couldn't get nowhere around DC Because at one point they stopped everybody on the street from moving, so that man in that house who does absolutely nothing can go do something.
Because I think that's I've always heard that getting around any federal building in Washington is down there impossible. Like it's a lot to get to it. That's why people was like, how did they get to the steps or to the door or get?
It's not even the federal building. Just like seeing the traffic, we could not get anywhere because the traffic was so bad, and they had to tell us that's why people take the trains to come in here because the traffic on the street is so bad. So I remember, like, she reminded me they had to shut everything down so Secret Service and whoever else was in the cars could get him down the street to go do what they was going to do. Now, the fact that y'all was able to make it up them stairs, I said, first of all, this is white on white crime, so this is none of my business.
Okay.
Because I was like, I'm not going there.
This is a lot of white on. This is a lot of white on white crime. I'm gonna let y'all do what y'all want to do because it's none of my business. I have nothing to do with this. But the fact that y'all was able to make it up them stairs, break into them, put your dirty ass feet on Nancy Pelosi's desk, even though a lot of people don't like her, but I feel like that's disrespect. How you gonna put your feet on her desk?
They stole shit out of her office. They stole that.
You stole her mail. You stole her mail. That is a federal crime. You don't be opening people's mail.
How could you even know how to get to the office? If you go to any building, you don't even know. Because how do they know how to get in? How did y'all know where the offices were? I'm pretty sure that's a huge building.
It was an inside job. Then gonna write a note to Nancy talk about we won't stand for this. Well, like I said in the comments, y'all trying to fight progression, and there's 3 things that I've learned in this life that you can't fight: progression, aging, and death. No matter how many times somebody tries to fight aging, many people who keep having plastic surgery, but we know how old you are.
Can't do nothing about that neck.
Right.
That's the original neck.
Giselle.
Yeah, she got an old neck.
Like, you can't fight those 3 things. No matter how hard you try, you can't fight them 3 things. So y'all sitting up here showing y'all ass on national television and making us look even more of a fool to the rest of the world. Y'all are embarrassing me, okay?
Because I was like, we have to just watch it as because it was like because it's really they're really climbing the walls of the Capitol building.
I don't want to hear nobody compare black people to monkeys ever again. Y'all don't want to climb the walls. Y'all not
don't you come?
Buildings. What is this?
It's like they use the gates that they tore down as the little ladder to climb. I'm like, little ducky. I'm like, it was like, is this really happening? Like, is everybody like, are you seeing this? It was so shocking. The first maybe like 2 hours, I'm like, oh, and no one's putting them out. Like, no one's like, where's the alarm button to say, hey,
it was
get somebody else here.
They are selling pictures of that stolen podium on eBay for $435.
I don't know if y'all saw. But like look, so I had gotten a facial, right? And I'm still healing, which is why I haven't done any videos on camera.
Mm-hmm.
So JayLee, I love you.
I know, girl. I owe you one now. I owe you 2.
So I got on Instagram, showing half of my face because I was just taking it. I was like, so nobody's been shot yet? Like
nobody's been maced.
Y'all getting beat up. And I don't see, like, they was like throwing shit at them and hitting them with the barricades and
taking pictures.
I was like, so nobody's gonna do anything. I watched David Pakman. I don't know if y'all know about him, but he's this white boy online. He does commentary, and of course he's liberal because I'm not about to listen to no crazy white person spout ignorant shit all day. That's ridiculous. But he's so smart and his commentary is hilarious. And he was one of the he was like, if those are black people, like I was like, yes, David, please say this shit. Like
rubber bullets, tear gas,
something. Like, and I honestly
running people over.
I want to know this inside job shit. Yeah, I know y'all calling for impeachment, but I want everybody who was involved held responsible, and that includes the fucking senators who knew that shit was gonna happen and was just kind of giving people the thumbs up. All those police officers that wanted to take motherfucking selfies, I want y'all to be charged with treason.
They was taking pictures, selfie. They had the selfie stick out talking about, we gonna take a selfie, okay? You gonna pose for this real quick? Okay, look good. Do a little jail pose for me, real
I saw
quick.
a video of them, like, I saw the video of them, like, opening the gates. I'm like, how the fuck did y'all just say, you know what? Fuck it. Just, you know what? Come on, just come on. I'm like,
To me, once we realized that the senators had been put somewhere safe, and I'm talking about the ones that we actually care about, like Cedric and them, and Auntie Maxine. Once we found out that they was, all okay, I was like, okay, now they're just gonna get in the building and like basically rub dicks. Cause like, what is it supposed to do? They still gonna make this vote. Trump still didn't win the presidency. Like, what did y'all think y'all accomplished? Cause y'all think y'all did something. Y'all swear up and down y'all did something.
And the only thing y'all did was solidify that some of y'all going to jail.
Full facial on the news.
Y'all going to jail.
The guy who posed with I'm like, we can see your face holding the podium.
They don't think there's gonna be any consequences because this shit went all the way up to the fucking president. Like, why would they ever think that somebody was gonna hold them responsible? First of all, they're white and they believe in their white privilege. Like, all the people that be sitting there talking about it's a real thing. I don't know who the fuck you think you gaslighting, but you know it's a real thing. Because as soon as y'all want to use that shit to call the police on the black person and try to get them killed because you upset that they exist in your space and all of this type of stuff, y'all use that white privilege. So don't act like you don't know it's real. Everybody knows it's real. That's why I don't even engage in those types of conversations anymore. I'm not schooling any more people. And I said that after the George Floyd situation. I actually was going back and forth with Candace Dillard, not even going back and forth, but just having a conversation. And she one of the main people on there tweeting and shit today and yesterday. But she was like, you don't think we should, be trying to educate people? I said, no. That's what the fuck Google in history class is for. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't need to keep having conversations. If you acting like you don't know what the fuck going on, then you're trying to gaslight me and you're racist.
Yep. I said this before many a times. I said, at some point in your life, when you are old enough and you have in your mind, you can understand what's going on around you. You got two options in this world: to be ignorant or to be educated. And Google is free. Okay, anytime I on anything that I didn't understand, she was like, "You got a phone? Go Google it." And then
but I think some people act dumb. They act dumb to act as if I can't fix it because I don't know what's going on. Yes, the fuck you know exactly what is happening and the reason it's going down the way it is. No one who acts as if it's not a difference. It's a big ass difference to them feeling like I have nothing to be worried about because I'm a white person. Trump is behind me and I can storm the Capitol building, federal building. I don't have any worry about me being killed or arrested or nothing. We would have we peacefully protest because we know we act even one plum of a fool, we are being killed or arrested. We don't have the luxury of saying fuck the police and just doing whatever. We can't do that. But I'm like, they knew for a fact we can do whatever we want and won't nothing happen. And it's like it was then on live TV all over the world. This is the definition of white privilege. Like it was complete white privilege all over the news. And I'm like, let's just sit back and watch. Like black folks ain't our fight. Don't go down there. Like nothing. Let it be shown how dumb it is to feel as if you have the right to just say, you know what, I voted for Trump, he didn't win, y'all was cheating. I'm looking like how?
They felt like they had a right to go out here and show their whole ass to the world. And I'm trying to figure out, like, what is this going to do for you? Because the only thing it's going to do is, A, if it really actually happens, get you in some trouble.
Because he can't win again. Right. Like, he lost.
And, like, with the whole Pence thing, it was the 11th hour when you decide to bring your ass back and do anything. It's the fact that he's been trying to distance himself from Trump for the longest because come 2024... he wants to run for president. Let me tell you something now, sir. You and that fly ain't getting up in here.
First of all, you didn't even do anything. Like, you were in charge of the pandemic. And when was boy, bye. Like, you didn't even do your job. Like, and that's the thing that kills me about these people is because it's not like they actually were doing their job as it pertains to this fucking pandemic. Like, how are y'all, like, just ignoring the fact that everything has come to a stop? Everything has been fucked up in this country for almost a whole year now. and y'all are just like, Trump's doing great. What? Mike Pence is
Delusional.
gonna run? Like Mike Pence.
Delusional.
Honestly, I'm sorry. I don't want to, I don't, y'all know I don't like to wish death on anybody. But I'm just gonna say, you motherfuckers are in your 70s.
Go lay down somewhere. Go lay
Child,
down somewhere.
when it was like the lady got shot in her neck and she died, I was like, for a second, I was like, oh, that's so sad because somebody that lost their parent, and I've lost a parent. But other than that, I was like, she was a terrorist. She was committing treason.
I thought she was like a teenage girl.
No, she was.
She was like a veteran,
an Air Force veteran, and she.
Also, it was the one we saw screaming and howling on Instagram or whatever.
No,
she be making videos.
No,
not her.
She got maced in the face. That girl got maced in the face.
Oh,
but this one was a veteran, heavy Trump supporter, and I think she's from like California. She decided to take her ass to DC, leaving her kids and her family at home, and got her ass shot in the neck.
She's so stupid because he don't give a shit about veterans, and he said that.
Right.
Like, girl, okay.
I was like, oh, that's so sad. Somebody didn't just lost their mama. I've lost my father. But other than that, you are a terrorist, doing treason, breaking into people's stuff, stealing. I can't feel bad.
Now this kid, might be a fucking episode of SVU one day. Because y'all know how people like to, reinvent what actually happened and tell it to these kids, and these kids grow up and they want to kill all black people and shit because somehow it was our fault. How they do it.
When I heard she died, I was like, my original. I was like, oh, okay. You can't get killed if you're not there.
Right.
It's unfortunate. You
know what? If she got killed outside the building because she was just there, I would feel like, damn, she didn't go in. But I feel like anyone who took themselves up them stairs, through them doors, or in that window, and you was in there, like, you put yourself in the line to possibly be killed, arrested, or whatever. So I can't feel bad because y'all were not peacefully doing shit.
And that was treason.
Nothing.
I thought treason was like the worst shit you could ever do.
When you I got a question, okay? Because I might have to Google this. But when you commit treason, I can't talk, but when you do that, aren't you sentenced to death?
That's what I thought.
I think you're supposed to be like arrested and like put under the jail at the jail. Like that's what I thought would happen. But I feel like they should have arrested everyone in that building. Should have been locked in there. They should have locked the doors, left them down, one by one, took their asses to jail. Because why escort them out taking selfies? They carrying podiums. They got people's mail. All this.
Because those police officers were happy because they were a part of it, and because this is something that they all wanted. Even if they weren't directly involved in it, they were standing aside and letting that shit happen because they wanted it to happen. Because they mad that Trump lost the election, and because Mitch McConnell and his death hands lost, the majority. Shit or whatever.
And for now he's the minority leader. For that, I say bye.
People, I'm trying to understand, like, whose baby's blood are y'all drinking that night for y'all to still be alive looking the way y'all do? Because that motherfucker looks like death.
He close to death. He close to death. Like, his hands.
They all look the same.
His hands, I'm like, I ain't never seen nobody's hands look like that. You out here looking like the Crypt Keeper, sir. What is this? What deal with the devil did you make?
Okay.
To let you stay on here to torment us for the rest of this time.
Or better yet, who put a spell on this nigga? Like,
somebody. That's what I was gonna say. Going back to like the whole Kim and Kanye thing, and the fact that none of their relationships work out. I said somebody cursed them.
Child. They curse themselves.
Because, the whole thing, Bonnie, Jeffree Star, Kanye, Kim. First of all,
do we believe Jeffree Star? Do we believe that's true?
I don't.
It's a lot.
I don't see it.
If Kanye cheating on Kim, I can see Kanye cheating on Kim with another woman for sure. Because he's that person. I really do not believe Kanye was gay. And if he was, he would not be gay for Jeffree Star.
at all.
I don't
Like,
believe
they don't even match.
Jeffree
It
Star's
doesn't
not
match
cute
Yeah, Jeffree Star is not cute. He looks like a
at all.
he's like a demon.
He looked like the embodiment of the Crypt Keeper.
He's
Okay.
a troll doll. He's a troll doll. He looks like a little bratch troll doll. Is what he looks
Don't
like
do
to
that
me.
to the brats. The brats look good, big head and all,
Well,
and detachable.
Nah, Leslie, Ryan Leslie looks like a bread stove. In a good way, but she does. Like,
Where's what it is?
Like,
Yeah, I
oh,
believe
yeah,
that.
but Mala,
that's the girl, right? That's the girl.
Ryan Destiny
Yeah.
from Star. Yeah,
Yeah, that's all right. Okay, yeah. Her.
beautiful girl.
Yes.
But with this whole thing, like I've been saying for years with the Kim and Kanye thing, I said she keeps getting surgeries, her family keeps getting surgeries, and the fact that nobody got him help after his mother died from having plastic surgery. Y'all should have known this marriage was not gonna last.
I mean, we knew it wasn't gonna last because it was Kim and Kanye. Like,
Right.
let's start
Yeah,
there.
no.
And
They
then
both
it's-
crazy.
Right.
How you want all of a sudden want to marry the very thing that you despised? Like, make that make sense.
Get
And
on
then
with your ass a white girl, and you moved on to you left your black girlfriend from before your fiance to then be with Amber Rose, who's is she black? I don't know what she's ambiguous or whatever.
She's half.
She's
Go
just a light skinned black lady.
and then go to Kim. I think Kim likes to act as if she just grew up and her face has changed. No, you had surgery. Like you physically, facially look different. Like it's not as if you kind of aged a little bit.
And
like,
nobody in your shape, nobody in her shape is gonna have an ass like that. Like, cut it out. It's called fat deposits. We know it's not silicone, bitch. It's fat deposits.
Mhm.
Stop acting like we stupid. Talking about, look, there's no silicone in it. Yeah, it's also body fat. Like, it's body fat, bitch. We're not stupid. We know those machines don't pick up body fat.
It was like,
Like,
I'm
get the
not
fuck out of here.
I'm not dumb.
They've been lying
I'm smarter
for
than the
years.
average
Booty
bear.
looking
I
like
know
a
what's going on
diaper,
here.
and I'm supposed to believe that that's your ass with those little bitty legs, like, and your little bitty white lady frame. I'm supposed to believe that that big old ass was born on you.
I think
And honestly, Chloe looks like CGI. I don't know what the fuck is going on with her.
her whole dimension, her whole self is different. How tall she's taller. Her legs are longer. Her butt is like every
OJ's daughter.
She's a fucking sim.
That is OJ's daughter. I've always thought OJ's daughter because before surgery she looked like OJ's other daughter.
His
like
biological daughter, Nicole, she looked exactly like her. I said, that is your kid, and you know it. And Kim was Chris was out here busting it wide and dropping it low for OJ real quick, okay?
So the only reason I don't believe that is because I feel like she would have been identifiably black. Because OJ might have been regular, black people, but not enough for a baby to come out looking completely white. And even though she had facial features like him.
Mixed children are Chloe up all the time.
I think Chloe looked, but I think if we look at Chloe as a kid, that's an OJ kid. Like when she was younger, she was like with the original Polaroid photo. That's an OJ baby.
Days before she decided to get that surgery, and I'm like, when I did watch it when I was younger, and I was like, you besides Courtney is but the prettiest sister because you was just living in your natural. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know if the fact that they kept calling her fat or just kept coming at her made her
they kept coming at her.
Then the mama would say out loud that Kim was her favorite. Like, who says that shit to their kid?
But not a favorite is Kylie. Because now Kylie makes the most money. Chris's favorite is whoever makes the most money.
Yep.
Which one of my
meals
hit me a car today?
Who do you think has the most surgeries, Chloe or Kylie? Kylie is a whole different being. Kylie's worse than Chloe favors herself. She's just a updated version of herself. Mm-hmm. She said, but Kylie, you couldn't if you put a before and after, it's two different people.
I mean, when you change the shape of your damn head, like you went fall.
She had a hair transplant. Because her whole head is different.
Let me tell you something. The people on the TikTok, because they was comparing it to like pictures of Beyonce, and then they took pictures of Kylie and Chloe, and it was like both of them before surgery, and then surgery, as it was just like, the fading into this person.
Yeah.
They was like, now who is this and who is that? They was like,
it's just terrible. It's a family of surgeries. Because Chris has had surgery. Chris has had surgery.
Yes, Chris do not look the same.
None.
And
The
she
only
did
one
back
who
in the
looks the
day.
same
is Courtney.
Courtney and Kendall.
Yeah, the little model one.
Them two are the only ones who like have their original everything. I think
Botox, but I'm like, girl, get you a little Botox. I'm not.
Yeah, Botox and
Botox is
differently.
I'm not. I just wish. Here's the thing with Kim. It was like all this surgery, and if you go back and look at pictures of you when you were younger and before the surgery, you're a very pretty woman.
She was gorgeous.
She was gorgeous. What is this?
You know what it was? She was gorgeous when people felt like you had to have surgery. You didn't realize, no, if you wait a couple years, you will grow into a whole different, beautiful person. And Kim, had she not touched herself, she would have been, because North, who I think favors Kim a lot, is a cute little girl. And I feel like when she gets older, I just don't want her to see her mom's features before surgery and then feel as if she has to change herself because her mom looks so different. Like even with True and Stormy, I feel like when they get older, to not look like your mom or because they don't look like their dad, like to not favor your family can make you feel like, you know what, I need to change something. That's why all the Jacksons has had fake jobs. They had it all look alike.
If that happens to those kids when they get older and they feel like, well,
that's not gonna happen to them.
So now I want to look like my mom, so now I'm gonna go get surgery. That is gonna be the worst thing to ever happen to them kids because I look like.
Let me just say this: if they have surgery, it's because it's a part of that rich people culture that I need to fix something on myself. But North looks like Kanye. She may have some of Kim's like little features and stuff, but to me, all of the kids look exactly like little, different color versions of Kanye. Mm-hmm. They have his eyes. They'll have his nose. They all don't have that long nose that she originally had because that was one of her main things was getting that nose taken in a few notches because, they love to do that. That's the first surgery, a nose job. So I don't think they will because I think their children came out quite beautiful. And I think they came out beautiful because of the, we want biracial kids thing. I think that's something that's been in their minds that, the kids are going to be so pretty if they're biracial. So let's make sure we're all having sex with black men so we can have biracial children. And Courtney was the only one like,
nah, I'm good.
But I also feel like that's because she's like low-key racist.
Oh yeah, but what is it?
We gotta get it all in there.
I was talking to my cousin about this, and I was like, we were looking at pictures and putting them in the photo albums, and I was like, looking at my face and looking at the picture of me as baby. I was like, I've had this face since forever. Okay, I've had this face. This has been my face, and I can tell you one thing: my parents made a pretty ass adult. Now,
because you have to let yourself grow into your face. Like you can't be like, I'm 18, I look weird. It's like Kylie, who had surgery so young, you weren't even finished developing your body yet, and you got it altered. So now, as you're getting older, your body's changing even more because again, it's just naturally going to change. So you had surgery at 17, 18, 19. You don't even finish developing you like 25, 26. That's when like your body like is kind of done. But you have kids, but I'm like, you did all this work before anything.
Right. And I'm like, girl, the only thing that probably wouldn't have grown on you is them lips. But then again, I feel like God snatched white people's lips for all that lying they be. Like God snatched your lips for all the lying you be doing, looking like thin pieces of paper. He snatched your lips because y'all be lying so much. But I said this when I was in like 18. I was like, my body not done growing, but I am top heavy and I have back problems. So when I am able, like once this is finished or I decide to have my own children, I will be getting a breast reduction. Because first of all, I can't even fit in the cute tops. I want to wear something cute.
Breasts are heavy.
Yes. Y'all listen, I gotta go because my phone is about to die. But I love y'all. Okay. JayLee, I'm gonna keep watching. It was nice talking to you, Ranting with Ricardo.
Thank you. I'll be on somebody's live soon or just in the comments.
All right.
I got a couple more topics to talk about anyway. I'm gonna keep going. Okay. But the other one I was gonna bring up was Fabulous. So Fabulous was on, I think, IG, confessing his love for that girl Emily. But I feel like, did he forget that he bust her mouth open or whatnot, and he was cheating on her? He was, denying her. I feel like, why does he? People are like, oh, that's so nice. Are they love goals? And I was like, well, no, not at all. Because again, you can confess your love now because, okay, now I love her. Like, now we so happy, happy, happy. I'm looking like, but what was all that stuff when you was punching her in the face? So are they love goals?
Absolutely not.
Bust her mouth wide open. It was weird because even after it happened, everybody was acting as if
he knocked out her 2 front teeth. Was going at it with her daddy and her brother on the social media for the whole world to see. I was like, you are embarrassing me, and I don't even know you, sir.
And it's like they waited because remember, she went on Love and Hip Hop to get his attention because he kept ignoring her.
I remember that.
And then even she was on it, he still would not come on the show. So I feel like when they kept having it all,
that she was dropping it low and busting it wide open
with him too.
Real quick.
And I'm like, for all of the people like, oh yeah, look what he's saying. Looking like he's saying that now, but he's embarrassed her. And I'm like, I don't want to have to go through cheating scandals, abuse, ignoring me, secret babies, in order for you to finally be like, you know what, girl, now I love you, want to profess my love and make it seem as if other men in the industry are not acknowledging their women. You didn't acknowledge her for years. We didn't even know she existed in your life.
Right.
For years.
Okay, so think back to the Real Housewives of Potomac and that photo shoot that Pastor Holy Whore was supposed to do with the tacky one. That's what I call her. I don't know her by no other name. She too tacky for me, okay? You got a little bit of money, but you can't fix your wardrobe. Anyway, think back to that photo shoot they were supposed to have, and he was like, I am not coming because I'm over here in Europe. I'm over here. If you somewhere, we don't know where. They couldn't get their story straight on that. But think back to that, and I was like, this situation reminds me of that photo shoot that Emily had with the kids, and he never showed up. I was like, this has been done before.
He didn't show up. He didn't call. Like it was like no call, no pictures, no like speakerphone. Like it was nothing.
It was
and then she left the show. She left the show because he told her, if you stay on the show, I'm gonna really like not, be around. I'm like, he just never even attempted to love her when she was like there for him. I'm like, she had to go through hell and high water to even be like acknowledged as his
natural source of income from her after you told her, oh, I'm not gonna be with you if you're still on this show. Snatched the extra. I mean, it was a little Love and Hip Hop check when it first started out, but look at Love and Hip Hop now.
Well, they say Love and Hip Hop now, they're gonna be recording stuff in pods. But I feel like the same way that other shows have, because like we've seen that they were recording little special shows with like some of the married cast. I feel like it makes sense. Take them to a resort, record them for 2 months, and then make that the show. It does not have to be about, because no one has anything going on because it's COVID. So no one is like booking shows, and they not doing shit. So why
do what they did with the challenge and do it? Oh, Challenge OGs is happening. That's really happening.
Is it?
They are supposed to be quarantining, like starting. They said early in January, so I don't know how soon they was going to start quarantining them. But I know for them to do this season that's up there, which is a whole mess in itself, they quarantined them before they could even go in the house. And then the reason why there's liquor and there's a bar in that house, because I went back and started watching the challenge, and Johnny Bananas was like, you know what? They used to be free. They used to give us liquor. We used to have a bar. We used to be able to have books, this, that, and the third. Production said the reason why they gave them a bar this season is because they can't go nowhere.
And they got to still be drunk.
Right.
But I think it makes sense I think it's easier for reality shows because again, you just have the cast there at a location and then they shoot whatever happens. I know Mike was saying Love Hip Hop was filming because here at Gaming was filmed. I don't even care about.
They're not gonna get married.
It's just not gonna happen. It's just dumb.
if you look on YouTube, VH1 and everybody has been making compilations of like, let's recap the past seasons. And as I was filling in my lip gloss tubes because I got a little business going on, but as I was doing that, I was watching them. I was like, you know what, Sierra, I felt bad for you when you first came on here because your husband was not busting the wide spreading it low for the little 13-year-old boy that was on here because that's what Mariah looks like. Okay, you look a mess. You're older than me and still look the way you look. But I felt bad for you when you originally came on here. But girl, as you progressed, I was like, what is wrong with her face? She just looks so tight in the face and the waist and the ooh, baby, what did you do to yourself? You was a beautiful woman. Then I saw Carly in the unlocked thing and Jock had to get her together when it came to Kendra. I was like, you see, that's what you're supposed to do.
I haven't even watched that yet because I feel like I don't really need to recap.
It was nothing. It was really nothing. It was they talked about the poo situation where she snuck her ass on the island. Basically, Mimi didn't actually bring her. She snuck on the island, and she wasn't even staying in the same hotel as them.
They need to let the show go. They need to let go of the original format of Love and Hip Hop because again, you can't shoot certain stuff. I think for them to do this, let's talk about what happened behind the scenes was the thing. Like, okay, people missed the show. The fact that TV reviewers didn't watch. Cause I'm like, I don't care. Like I'm like this is old shit. I'm like, I don't care about them. They all on my nerve. I think they need to think about something different. Because who even wants to deal with that?
And then what is it? The Anais when she was on there in the Jockway where he was like, oh, we was laid up in the bed. She showed me her vagina. Trying to keep it clean for the people in the chat. She showed me her vagina. Weird. We went to sleep. Jonathan was there, and Jonathan was like, "That."
But they not even really like main character. I'm like,
right. But Jonathan, they were like going over the stuff that happened because they were talking about the cash trips that they take, and Jonathan was like, "That didn't happen because me and Anais, we went out partying with the locals, and we got drunk and brought a local back to the hotel because we was about to do some things with the local, but he couldn't hang. So he was like, I knew the Jockway was lying. I was like, well, didn't need to know that.
We don't even care about Jockway.
Those plastic surgeries are wicked. Who's plastic
surgery? No, they plastic surgeons are wicked because everybody on that show look different.
Carly, her lips look like 2 Eckrich sausages. They so plump they about to burst. I said, Carly, what's wrong with your lips?
Because she ain't nothing else. When you had nothing else to do besides nothing, you get surgeries. Because again, who got time for anything else? Like, so those are all of my topics, y'all. I'm trying to think if I have anything else happen this week because I've been live for almost an hour and a half. I'm tired. It's 10:30. So you said what?
I said about the only other thing that's happened is they canceled Caillou, and I was like, I'm glad that bald-headed bitch got on my nerves. Bye.
Oh, I was going to talk about. Mariah Huq. That's what I was going to talk about too. Mariah Huq was suing Bravo for the American Millions stealing of her show. I feel like that has been like bubbling for at least a year because when they was starting to shoot the show, she was upset because she wasn't a cast member. So now that she's officially suing them, and she's saying, I took a little picture of it. She's suing them for unauthorized exploration, of American medicine, also breach of contract, breach of joint venture, and breach of covenant, good faith, and fair dealing. I feel like a lot of people want people keep saying like, did she own the show? Did she not own the show? I do feel like Mariah owned a part of it, but I also feel like she just didn't handle business right. And then whatever deal she had in the beginning, she was upset that was a bad deal, and they did not want to either renegotiate her contract or whatever, or give her back whatever ownership of the show that she had. So when they did Married to Medicine LA, and she didn't get credit for that either. They let her go for Married to Medicine in Atlanta. I think that's why she got so pissed about what was going on. And because of that, she then like, okay, I'm going to sue y'all because, again, y'all owe me some money. I don't think you need to admit if you made a bad deal. Hey, Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Hey, Jaylee. Hey, Ricardo. I'm loving your comments, Ricardo.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so
What?
upset with Mariah. I think Mariah needs to lose her court case because if she sold the show and they did scam her, whatever the case is, that happened 8 seasons ago. So you collected a check for 8 seasons, like Nene, and now that you're fired off the show, now you want to sue. It's it's wrong.
I think she was sued a long time ago.
I
I would sue the minute I realized I wasn't getting my checks. Like I can't wait for my money. Like if I'm not getting paid today, you can sue tomorrow. I do think she waited a long time to do it, but I wonder behind the scenes they were waiting to. I don't know. It doesn't make sense the timing of her suing because it's since season
deal.
Or maybe or because she's out of cash and okay, now let me sue on this thing. I can't be on the show, but I can sue. But I'm like, if you sue someone, what do you want to like? Do you want to be back on the show as a cast member, or do you just want royalties or any kind of ownership? Like, what is her end game for? 'Cause I think with her and Nene always kind of trying to go at them, you can't really be like, okay, I'm going to sue y'all for y'all to bring me back. They don't want you no more. They may pay you to go away, but that won't help you kind of get back on the show. So that's the weird thing about I don't know what their play is.
But one thing I always see is that people say she was fired off of her show. She's a cast member like everyone else. She just didn't get her contract renewed. So they can't fire her from her own show. She just wasn't brought back. I don't understand why people feel like she's entitled to be there. She sold the show.
Yeah, that's the thing. And it was like, in undergrad, because I'm in grad school right now trying to get that money to pay them so they could give me my degree at the end of the year. But in my undergrad, when I got my degree, I got it in television production, digital media production, so I could produce TV shows and movies and any other content I want. And talking about legal, when we had to talk about this, you sold your show. You created the show. You brought it to the table. You decided to sell your show. At that point, you have no dogs in this fight because you sold your show, and then you were on the show as a cast member. The moment they decided, we're not going to renew your contract, which they have every right to do because you're only contracted for a season. Unlike Love and Hip Hop, where they contract you for multiple seasons, which is why we saw Moniece hop from show to show to show.
But you know who else said that? Yandy said when the show first started, season 1, how she was supposed to be EP, and that Mona, some kind of way, made it to where Mona made her feel like you'll make more money up front as a cast member versus being the EP. Because she said the show was hers, sort of, kind of, but she understood what she was doing. I do wonder if my husband Monique, if Mariah did not know what was going on, and she felt like, oh, I can say yes to this right now, but because in my head I made the show, it's my show. Even if I accept this deal, they can't then not let me be a part of the back end, and that ain't what happened because she did not know. But I feel like someone said that she tried to sue them a couple years ago, and that's when they brought her back as friend of the show. I feel like Mariah doesn't fit on the show as much now as she did in the beginning. I also feel like Quiet don't fit. Yeah.
Was because I didn't really like, I caught Married to Medicine every now and then after my freshman year of college, that's when I discovered you and started watching your stuff. And my aunt, when you had your original theme song, she'd be like, what is playing on the TV? What is going on? I was like, I'm watching it, okay? Leave me alone, please. But I only ever heard about Married to Medicine from you. So, was Mariah, is she a doctor or was she married to a doctor?
She's her husband, because Mariah's husband was a doctor, Qua's husband was a doctor, Toya's husband was a doctor, and then the rest were actually doctors. But in like season 1, all the ladies jailed. Even the ones who didn't get along, they jailed a little bit to make it a show. I think as it progressed, Mariah and Quad's fussing and fighting got so tiring. I feel like now, and whatever season it is now, Yeah, I feel like both Quad and Mariah both need to go because I think they both have not out there they're welcome, but they it just it's just tiring at this point.
Their
And I
beef
feel
is
like
tired.
So basically,
yeah, it's like
they couldn't let they beef go long enough to get this bag. So they not only messed up the bag for themselves, they got fired. And now that you fired and Mariah, talking about you, you sold your show. It's no longer yours. You wholeheartedly sat down with your lawyer, sat at that table, and was like, "I'm gonna sell this show. This gonna get me a nice little bag." And the fact that they didn't renew your contract, which they have every right to do, no matter how we
Hmm.
feel about Bravo or anybody else that works with Bravo, this is how business is done.
but they don't know that. I think that's the thing that I think that maybe
That's
her
what I'm trying to
point
figure out.
is that excuse me, she didn't know up front what she didn't know what she was signing. And she
But
just felt like, okay, I'm on the show.
That's her lawyer fault
that's
then.
not her fault. That's not NBC Bravo fault. That's her
That's
lawyer
her
fault.
lawyer fault.
You
You
should
got a
never
bad
sign a
lawyer.
contract without knowing stuff. And I feel like that's I'm looking like you were a castmate for like 5 seasons. Even when she came back as a friend of the show, you were still a castmate. I feel like what made her keep coming back as a castmate and everything. You know what? I'm supposed to be like getting the EP credit. Like, how did you never like go back and address that? And she just kept going and going and going. Heavenly Sneaky Ass needs to go. I used to not like Heavenly. I don't mind her now. She's on my nerve too. But
She seemed like she
y'all need to
fit.
stop saying she sold her show until you see the paperwork. Um, did you see the paperwork? It's weird. Like you can't tell me what to stop saying if I have you saw it, because if you haven't seen it, how you know she didn't sell it? Like it's like it's all commentary based on what we do know, which is nothing. So we're gonna let that be
But
anyway.
if
Yeah,
she's the EP on the show, right? EPs have control. It's always been
Mhm.
said when
I
you listen to Heavenly and everybody else's story, their story connects. Her story doesn't make sense. Because when you listen to Heavenly's story that she sold the show, got a bad deal, and has an executive producer credit with no power, it makes sense. Because a real EP would have been able to control things. She would be able to stop
I
the production,
know.
do something. She would know that she wasn't getting a contract for season 8. You wouldn't have to walk down to your mailbox because you would know I'm not getting an email, telegram, fax about season 8. She would have known that for herself.
I.e.
That's why
Shawnee
she's on
O'Neal.
EP.
Shawnee O'Neal, a great example.
yeah,
First of all, I feel like she shouldn't be a castmate anyway on her show if she is the EP. But Shawnee has the power of the EP, but she also has she
Shawnee
also
was a real EP because Shawnee was to the point to where on the show they would say it's unfair because she's a castmate in a full on EP. So people would feel like, we can't really go at her because we know she has power. I feel like no
Brandy.
one ever felt like your services are no longer needed. With Riot, no one ever felt like we have to respect her because if we don't,
Hmm.
she'll fire us. They always treated her like or acted as if she was a regular castmate. And Mariah never acted as if she had any power. She would say, I brought y'all together, but again, that don't mean that you have power on the show.
Or how on like Growing Up Hip Hop, the first one, LA, because that was the first one. How
Yeah.
Romeo and Angela were EPs of the show. So most of the time, like, okay, so going back to that stupid ass fight, when it seemed like it was super awkward between Brianna and Angela at the party, and really it wasn't, but most of that stuff got cut out because you were trying to paint this narrative that they're not really friends. They don't really get along. When they were actually having conversations with each other before then. Or most of the stuff that happened on the show that if Angela didn't like it, it got to go. If Romeo don't like this, it has to go. Which is why we never really got to see his full personality as is because they cut most of that stuff out. Mariah probably got a bad deal. And if the
Hmm.
comments say she had a good lawyer, well, her lawyer wasn't good, lawyering that good that day. Because you
Well,
need
he
to
just didn't
know
explain it to her. At least he might
that
have saw
too.
what it said, but he didn't explain it to her, so she would have known.
Like, read your contract. Like,
Because I
this.
do think if she had a contract in the beginning for things to be how they were supposed to be, she would not be suing now. She's suing now because of things they probably said in conversation that was an agreement did not happen. But I do feel like her paperwork in the beginning wasn't in order because again, she didn't know anything.
And to this comment on the screen, I think it has more to do with he's trying to do it for shock value. The same way she and Nene tried to attach their thing to Black Lives Matter. I think he's thinking BLM, they're just going to give her the money automatically to silence her. I think it has more to do with that than having a strong case because I think she has a BS case.
Just like
I think it's a case only if she can prove some kind of agreement that never happened the right way. But if she just say like my contract said I'm a castmate, but I thought I was EP, I thought I was a creator, but my contract says something different. And so for that reason, I'm saying on good faith, they should have allowed me to be a creator because I brought them the show. I get that part, but again, whatever the original paperwork say is what, because Bravo not going to just illegally steal shit. They don't.
They have floors of lawyers. They just wouldn't do that.
It is dumb. They don't have now. They not saying they may not have been shady in how they did not advise her on what she should and should not do, but that's not their job. Like everybody always say, your attorney is your personal what to do, what not to do. So if you go to a company, they don't take, you know what, if you sign this, we really underpaying you. Like we really like cutting, we cutting shit. They're not gonna say that. They're gonna say, well, do you want to be on the show? Well, yeah. Okay, well, sign this to be a castmate. Not saying if you sign as a castmate, you also are relinquishing your rights as an owner. Now, that's what could have happened. But again, it all depends on. Yeah, I think that's what could have happened.
Here's the thing: it really falls on your lawyer because your lawyer speaks for you in these settings where you need contracts. Contracts are happening. We about to make a deal where I created the show. I'm bringing it to y'all. I want to put the show on here. I want to have a hand in what's going on, whether it be the casting or whatever trip we take or whatever is going on, whatever, any of this as an EP, whatever I want to do or however I want this to be set up. Your lawyer in that moment was supposed to do for you. Your lawyer was supposed to look over all that and call bullshit on all the stuff that was bullshit. And your lawyer didn't do that. Now you sold your show, and it sounded like from so far, let's see what happened when the rest of the stuff come out. It was a verbal contract. Now, if you got to record that verbal contract, then maybe something in the court of law will work in your favor. However, a verbal contract, if it was not recorded, they're going to throw your case out. And you might have to go to the appeals court because they're going to go off what the contract was, not what you're saying it was. And if you really got, I hope y'all got all the money you want because you're not going to go to war with NBC, whatever they calling themselves at this point, because NBC owns just about everything, okay?
Well, I think the first part about if they stole the show, that's cut and dry. It's either they just look at the papers and that doesn't take 10 minutes to figure out. The part about discrimination, she has to have good evidence. I mean, that's hard to prove, first of all, because people can say little slick things on the phone. That's hard to prove. So, I mean, if they really discriminated against her racially, I mean, win. But I think as far as it goes to stealing the show, I don't think they would do that because they're not dumb. They're not gonna. They have too many lawyers to do that. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, no, most companies are most production companies will do things that just is legal.
Yeah, it legal, risky. It's wrong, but it's legal.
I learned that it's legal too.
And I think that's what everybody think happened. I think Mariah, because it's two different situations. What happened with Mariah and what happened with Nene are two totally different things. Mariah really did, as we know, she did bring the show to Bravo. Mm-hmm. Right. However, we don't know what the original agreement was. And her new lawyer, who's suing them now based on what has happened over the past, 5 or 6 seasons or whatnot, and how he feels she's being treated now is different. Mm-hmm. I think Mariah was let go or pushed off the show because she did not get along with the ladies. I think it's hard for a group of 7 Black women who are on the show for one Black woman to say I was the one being ousted because I'm Black, but your co-stars are Black.
Right.
So that's the hard part about was that the reason for you? Because if that's the case, then why wasn't anybody else who's also Black saying, well, I'm being pushed away because, again, we are black. I think that's why I'm looking like, I don't know. Not saying that she was not treated unfairly, because everybody they go through, but I feel like people want it to be this cut and dry, Bravo ain't shit, and we need to boycott every show or every aspect. I'm like, no, I think doing that hurts the other black people who working. That's what don't make any sense.
That's what, like, this whole thing, I was like, you with Nene and this whole thing where she's like, boycott this, boycott that, they did X, Y, and Z. Nene, you was friends with Andy, let you read him for filth on Watch What Happens Live. You were the only housewife that, well, ex-housewife now, that has been able to do that. They have that video on YouTube because the moment
hold on. Maid, asking the maid who name I can't pronounce, they're gonna try it. Calm the fuck down. Okay?
What do you do? What happened?
If you work for Mariah, look, Mariah, is that you? Because look, nobody has time to be up here fussing with somebody because we ain't got time for it. Look, this is the last topic anyway. So how about you calm down and we leave it be? Because I don't be respectful or be removed. Which one you want to do? So please stop up here fussing and fighting for Mariah. We don't know her. She don't pay our bills.
I don't know.
Calm down. It's like everybody here has an opinion. So we don't need all that. Okay. Everyone is, so leave that be.
But if I can say something to him real quick, if you are Mariah or if you know Mariah, tell her real quick, a girl got a tuition bill that needs to be paid. So if you want to go help a good sis out, go and do that for me. Because I've been sharing my GoFundMe on Twitter with the people, and I got upset because one of my Twitter accounts, I only have 3. One of them got permanently suspended, but y'all shut Trump down for like 12 hours. How y'all gonna do that to me? I'm trying to help myself. He's spreading false information.
Mm-hmm.
Mariah, you got a bad deal, okay? We just gonna leave
Trump
it at that.
Asshole anyway.
I think Nene's situation is Nene's situation is that she's mad she's not on the show. I think more or less. Because I think what they say that production abuses them or whatever, I don't think that's a personal thing. Production tricks everybody, even the White House wife. So I don't really think they have a case. Like they feed them mistruth or set them up. So I don't.
We want to talk about how bad production is, depending on what type of production you're working with, just go right on back to when Bad Girls Club was actually on here. And when they did those castings, they found a girl who was willing to do any and everything to get some airtime to be the star of the show. And they would tell her to say this, say that during the little interviews they do, because that's really only the producers talking to you or asking you about something. And then you had to say it a certain way so you get your money for that week. Now, a lot of the girls from the Bad Girls Club now don't mess with production and didn't appreciate how production treated them, so they stopped working with Oxygen. And there's a lot of them that are hiding. You can no longer find them. From like season 2 with Tanisha, I loved what they called the Hyena Sisters. It was Tanisha, Naveen, Hannah.
You can't find Naveen, right?
No, you can find Naveen. Naveen is really, that girl is pretty. She's a gorgeous woman. You can't find Hannah because Hannah didn't appreciate how they edited her like she was Tanisha's lapdog and she didn't have a voice of her own. Hannah was older than Tanisha, but we never got to see anything about Hannah. Or BGC3, when Kayla left, they begged that girl because she was the star of the show, but when she left, it was more focused on the Ambers. They begged that girl to stay. They was willing to let her smoke weed, which they were not letting nobody to do. They was going to get her everything she wanted. They wanted her to stay, and she said, no, I have to go.
I don't know. That show seemed like they used to put people past a point of just complete mental instability. That was too much stress.
It's a jacked up social experiment. That's what the real world was. It's a social experiment. You are putting these people in a house. Except for when the real world, you have a mix of men and women. The Bad Girls Club was just women, and you want to see how do they react in a natural, like not their natural habitat. How do they react to one another? Are they going to get along? Are they going to make friends? What's going to happen? You also not help in the situation when you supply them with liquor, because most of these heifers had a little drink problem. Okay, a lot of them had a
Mm-hmm.
drinking problem. A lot of them had real issues, and y'all, the first 2 seasons, yeah, y'all was trying to help them out. As it progressed, y'all didn't help them.
Yeah, it stopped being a self-help with a therapist and more just ratchet. By the end, it really was
BGC
horrible.
BGC 12, y'all got that fake ass life coach. She was really an actress. Fake
Yes,
ass life
DJ
coach
is in
Laura.
here.
Y'all got fake ass life coach Laura, and that people was telling her their business, and come to find out she was really actress. She wasn't a life coach whatsoever. What really did it was BGC 13 was supposed to be the last season. That was supposed to be the last season. They was done after 13, but 13 did ratings gold, because you had the ones we
I
love.
stopped watching. But I stopped watching that. I don't even. Is it even on still?
No,
No,
it
they
ran for
stopped because
16 seasons, and they keep trying to bring it back. And I'm like, we don't get to that. But it was supposed to end after 13, but 13 did millions of views. So they was like, we're going to continue this. And as they continued it, it was like, what the fuck is this? So when we got to BGC 14, which had the Claremont twins on there, which they were beautiful before the surgery, but I'm going to leave that alone. Production allowed them girls to ruin their clothes, their shoes, bags,
well,
jewelry,
that's what the show
all
is.
of that.
I don't have
Yeah,
a
All of
problem
that.
with that.
yeah,
They
I don't watch that show, but I'm because I don't watch that show. So I don't know. Plus it's late. I'm over it. I'm sleeping, tired. We're gonna end it
okay,
here.
go to bed.
So I'm gonna end everything. So I'm gonna take y'all off. So I can end the thing right now.
Okay.
Bye, y'all. Bye,
Thank
JB.
y'all
Bye.
for coming in. Let me see if I can get everybody out. So we had a whole conversation about all kind of stuff. Okay, the first time on StreamYard went really good. I have been. It's almost 2 hours. Honey, I am help me. I am tired. And then him keeps sending stuff, which is making me laugh. My nephew was in here who popped in for a bed. So I'm gonna say thank you to him. My mama popped in too. So thank you to Bondy, to Mike who popped in, to right Ricardo popped in. Who somebody else popped in earlier today. But thank y'all for popping in. You know, I'll be back later, another day. Probably my birthday is when I come back on again. Honey, I'm tired. I've been at work all day. It's almost 7 o'clock at night, and my throat hurt. Okay, so we're gonna leave it here. Um, so stupid. Anyway, so yeah, thank y'all for popping on. Go to bed. Be safe. Don't send your stuff through text. That's the reason for the season and everything. And I will talk to y'all later. Now I don't know how to end this thing right, so if it cuts off and everything, and I will talk to y'all later. Now hello, I don't know how to end this thing right. You didn't want to put lipstick on.
So, can you hear me?
Yeah, but you sideways. I honestly have your face.
Okay. Oh, you know what? It's so dumb. I'm between two things. Sorry.
Why you have two of them on?
Because so when Bonnie
You whatever else is playing, I can hear the echo.
Do you still hear echo?
No.
Okay. And I'm trying to turn this up. Sorry. When Bondi was on earlier, she looked so cute. And then you had your lipstick, and then I started doing other stuff. And then when I saw DJ pop in, because he and I had just talked, I was surprised. So I'm like, oh, let me tap to have her put me in. And just to say goodnight to all the JayBirds. This was good. I think that was kind of cool with all your guests.
It's a lot on this end to see everything. So I'm like, Lord Jesus.
I can imagine.
Clicking and clacking.
Yeah.
But it was very much so fun. I had a good time. I am tired.
Look, we gonna find Mariah's paperwork. God dog it.
And I'm trying to be a nicer, softer JayLee and allow people out. And I'm like, why are they going back? I'll be like, well,
it's life and it's all good.
Everybody
can have their opinion. And like Diva Law said, hey Diva, and who else was in there?
Trey was here, Sam was here.
I know Sam was in, and then even just to all the other JayBirds that's participating. Again, as Diva said, remember to be respectful to one another. We are all able to have an opinion, and none of us work directly with them and know the real deal. So we all able to have an opinion and still be respectful one to another. It's all good. It's just entertainment, people.
All day, every day.
All day,
But
every day.
good night, everybody. My night got to FaceTime you because I can see your face on here.
Exactly. I can
Well,
go to bed. Oh, it's almost 11 o'clock. All
I
right.
know.
Peace and love to
Love
everybody.
you.
Be kind to one another. Have a great, great evening. Mwah.
Now I gotta figure out how to end it though.
So on me there's a thing that says leave. And
Yeah,
that's
but
what
when
I'm
you
gonna do
leave,
now.
I'm at the end button. So I hit the end button, I'm done. Love y'all. Peace and blessings. All that good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Till next time. Peace.